So anyway, but the thing with immigration is, and this is what I've always felt about this issue. I love how people go, they're taking our jobs, right? That's the big thing with immigration is they're coming over taking our jobs. But it's like a job isn't something that you can just take, right? Like, how do you take a job? Do you pick it up at a supermarket and just put it in your bag?
It's like,
A job is something that is given.
willing to work for dirt, basically. That's
Yeah.
what they're doing,
But the thing is, you can't have a job unless someone gives it to you.
Yeah.
A job is given. People are hired. You don't just steal jobs. And so the point of that is, what about the people who are hiring undocumented people? Why are you not angry at them? If anything, they're far more in control of this. Just because undocumented people come over here doesn't mean that they have to have jobs, doesn't mean they have to be hired. They can't be hired unless someone chooses to hire them. And who's hiring them? White businessmen. So why is it, and this is our issue, like people on the right always say, like, we don't have a problem, we just want to come here legally. Well, that doesn't really hold water, because the way you attack and who you attack and the reasons you attack, that's not really what you're going after. You're literally just going after people who are brown, ultimately. Because if you were really outraged at the fact that jobs are being given to people who are not from this country and people who did not come here through the legal process, if that was your outrage, then you would be just as angry, if not more so, at the white businessmen who are hiring them. But there's no outrage there. If anything, people see that as smart business.
Yeah.
So you're not even they're not jobs can't be taken. That makes no sense. A job is given.
I mean, like, and the other part that everyone seems to forget about, like, when you see people talking like, oh, we just want them to come here legally, and not have to just cross the border and do all the smuggling stuff.
Right.
It's like, do you not understand how just complicated the vetting process is?
Let me tell you
already?
something. Let me tell you
Just
something.
before, like, Trump can do whatever he wants
Right.
to, like, make that, it's already incredibly long. The amount of people who get granted citizenship,
Right.
just it's outweighs
The immigrants.
there's no.
I promise you, they would love to come here legally. I lived in California for 2 years, first of all, and I befriended and came to know many immigrant families. Some of them legal, some of them undocumented. And I can tell you, across the board, they're really good people. And they just work very hard, and all they wanted to do is be law-abiding good citizens, which is more you can say for a lot of people who are born here.
Yeah, it's like by the time, like, they have the green cards, they're in the process. It's like by the time they're ready to, like, get the citizenship, they've already had to renew their green card several times.
Right. And
if they can renew it.
it's so broken. And, we say we want people to come through the front door, but people can't come through the front door if it's out of order. They can't do it. So immigration reform is definitely a real issue, but it's really for the benefit of the immigrant, not us. The arguments have been made, a lot of them, they have to have false identities, right? So they have a social security number, but it's not theirs. It's a deceased person or whatever. So what that means is that these people pay into Social Security. They pay into these social programs, but guess what? They can never draw from them. They can never take out from what they've put in because they have fake identities. So what that actually means, it's a surplus. That actually means they're benefiting our economy. They provide the cheap labor, which cuts costs for American businesses. They pay into social programs of which they can never reap the benefits of when they are exiting like we do. So this idea that they're taking jobs and they're wrecking our economy is not only not true, but it's the exact opposite. And in fact, by having these immigrants not be documented, we are benefiting tremendously. And so immigration reform and fixing the system is something that is a huge issue and something that does need to happen. But for the benefit of them, not us. You dummies. You dumb people. It's all racism. It's all it is. Like, if you really were that passionate about immigration, is what they say, you would do your homework, right?
Yeah.
You would look into this. Like, what I just said shouldn't be some shocking revelation to anybody. If you care about immigration, if that's your big issue, right? But that's not your issue. You're just really concerned that there are fewer white people. I can't wait. I just have never really liked white people. As a white person, not a fan. I went to California over break, as I said. Like, I don't know what it is. I've always kind of said to some degree maybe like racial preferences are racist, but it's purely subconscious. I just love Latino men. I think they're beautiful. I have this natural attraction to them. And if I were ever,
you have me here?
What's up?
Is that why you?
Because you're half, right?
Because I'm half.
I like that half of you. And if I were ever to become like a Hitler kind of guy, like, it wouldn't have been white people that I picked.
Oh.
I would choose Latino Hispanics as the ruling race, which I could do because Hitler was Jewish, right? He was actually part Jewish, and he
Yeah,
was not the blonde-haired Aryan, right? You don't have to pick your own people. You can be that dictator, and you can choose someone who doesn't look anything like you, and you're like, they're perfect, and everybody else is inferior.
it was a matter of perfecting the gene pool.
Right, but I
That's-
recognize that, so like I'm the exception. So
You're the exception. All right.
that's what Hitler would like, because he wasn't blonde, he wasn't Aryan, but he still wasn't seen as inferior. But he was the one orchestrating it, so I can do that. So yeah, if I was ever like a Hitler kind of guy or that sort of thing, I'd pick Latinos.
It's got slightly dark, just slightly.